Because Canal is in a competitive map pool, you don't really see much strategy on it. And so that's why I've been trying to develop strategy for Canal specifically. And so I've been looking at this site specifically. I've never seen it in ranked. I've never played against it or played on it, but I thought about how would you attack it? How would you defend it? And this is what I came up with. So here I am in Paint. This is a blueprint of Canal. On the left is the first floor, and on the right is the basement. Now this is like this is like reception, this is archives, this is that side, the kayak side of the map. And so if you were to be attacking Coastguard meeting, there's one bomb in there's one bomb in here in Coastguard in this room, and there's another bomb in lounge. So I don't know if this is the right bomb placement, but I'm guessing. So in here. Now the defense is probably going to be holding archives with the shield. Probably someone down here. Probably gonna have 3 people scattered around. Something like this, right? And then 2 people below site. Because this whole floor here, destructible. That whole room's not this hallway. I don't know about the hallway, but that whole room's destructible. Archives, reception, that's all destructible. And a bunch of lounge too. So you can get really good nitro play from below. And for the attackers, if they are going to push reception, try and go straight into archives, that's just gonna destroy that plan entirely. Like normally it would seem like a good plan to go into archives because you can open this wall and you just have all of sight just free. But because the attackers can maintain downstairs control, you can't really do that. Now, there's no open walls on the first floor or the basement, so you have to enter doors and windows, which is going to make it a lot more defender-sided entering this side of the map, if that makes sense. So what if you were to try and enter the basement? Well, let's start with trench. Now, in my last video, you saw why you should open this wall. Because you get the line of sight from here, here, here. But even if this wall is reinforced, entering trench is still a bad idea, because you got to worry about this line of sight, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Like, it's not a good idea. It's not going to work out. It's one single doorway. But you could enter scuba. You see a lot of teams enter there. So if you go in here, the thing is you have to worry about operator there, there, there. You have 3 places to look at, which is tough, but you can get past it. But if you go into security, let's just erase a bit here. You can break around here in security. If you look at the first floor, if you break the security floor, you can see around this area of scuba. So pushing this window into scuba is not a good idea. You got to worry about 4 places in front of you and above you. If you push in here into lockers, it's not going to work out either. You got a hatch right above that watches this window. You got to worry about this angle, this angle, this angle. Got to worry about a person behind here. So you can't push the basement. So as the attackers, what are you supposed to do? Well, you could push the opposite side of the map, push Skybridge, get printer control, and that means you're going to have control of these stairs here. Now, if you have control of these stairs, you can keep pushing down and get control of this room. If you get someone on this window, you can get control of these stairs. If you get control of those stairs, you now have one less angle to worry about if you're to have someone push diving. But you still have to worry about above, right? Because you've got a person playing here, watching its angles from above. So what do? You open this wall. Now you can have your teammates watch this angle, and so you don't have to worry about the angles from above. Now you have to worry about a person here and a person there. So let's say you have, here, let's D for defenders, A for attackers. Let's say you have an attacker pushing in here. He doesn't have to worry about above, so he can push in freely and get close. So let's say he's close and diving now. This guy can hold an angle here. And so this guy can swing onto the defender here. And even if he dies, the attacker here can swing. And he may or may not get the refrag. I mean, I don't know how timing's going to work out. A lot of factors go into this, but from here, the attackers could continue taking downstairs control and continue pushing into either lounge, because you have this wall to open, and that gets you all of sight. Or they could even keep pushing in, could get control of security. so that it's much easier to get the execute on lounge. Otherwise, the defenders are really just going to be able to push into you. Because if you don't have security control, it's going to be really hard to cover the planter in lounge. Let's say Thermite's planting right here. Here, let me erase all this. Okay, so if Thermite's planting here, you've got an attacker here. If Mute's coming up here, he can fight Ash, but Ash also has to watch about the dock that's coming around here, trying to get the planter. So that's why you're probably gonna need to get security control. And if you don't get downstairs control, remember again, Nitros, you're gonna get slammed by them over and over. But other than that, I don't really know any other viable ways you can attack the site. It does seem very difficult, and without a coordinated team, I think it'd be about as difficult as attacking Outback. But next I'm going to show you a strat that I have for this site that the defense can pull off. And it'll counter everything that I brought out here. So next I'll be going over the defense setup. So if you want to skip that, go to this time here, and I'll just be explaining the strat, and you can see where the utility placement is. Okay, so here I am back in Paint. These are the same blueprints, and I'm just going to be talking about the strats. So this is kind of the general positioning we have. Castle's going to be holding archives. He's going to have a shield here. Let me get the right color. He's got a shield here, and he's going to have two ADSs. So two ADS. It's going to make it really easy for him to hold this position. If the attackers try to rush in here, they're just going to get shut down immediately. Now there's also a castle barricade here and a castle barricade here. That makes it like kind of reduces the rush potential from the attackers because they have really good rush potential running straight into reception and just going into here. And since the floor like in this room here and this hallway is soft, the attackers combined to reception and white stairs rush, they could potentially just flood in here and Smoke would be all by himself. So that's why we have the castle barricades there. And it also kind of adds like a safe area here for the defenders to play. But anyway, Jaeger's playing over around these stairs to try and maintain control of these stairs and also to be able to easily rotate into security or downstairs or wherever he needs to be. Like in a moment, I'll show the destruction in game and you'll be able to see the angles. But if you go to the basement, there's going to be one shield here, and there's going to be an ADS here that Goyo has. The defense is going to have to react a lot to where the attackers push. Like if they go through here, Jaeger can rotate over into security and play these holes above so that he can watch this area of Scuba as we talked about earlier. They push Trench, Valk can always rotate over. They push Lockers. Smoke can watch Locker's window, this window, from the hatch in lounge right here next to him. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty simple. Pretty shortly, I'm gonna go into destruction here and show you guys how this is set up. But, right, I forgot one castle barricade. It's actually on this window, because that window controls a lot of lounge, right? You can see a lot of this area, and if that were to be open, it would make it much harder to play lounge for Smoke. So that's why I just put the last castle barricade there. Other than that, we've got some belt cams around. One's on these stairs. There's one like right here in the hallway. And the last one is in sight in the meeting. So that's where the intel is. We can kind of see where the attackers are pushing from if they're trying to go for the stairs. And if they're going basement, we'll know immediately. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm just getting into game here. Okay, so I'm in a custom game here, and I punched every wall that has reinforcement on it, and I set up the destruction on this map so that I can show you the angles and how the strat's working. So, you can see these footholds here. This is really going to help the attackers try and push reception. Someone in sight can just kind of prone and watch that doorway over there really easily. So it's just to make it hard for the attackers if they decide to push reception. Then you have these holes above trench door, that's if the attackers push trench. And they can be used from below as well, if the attackers push reception, which I'll show in a second. This wall is reinforced, and by the way, there's a single reinforcement on that wall. This wall also has footholds if the attackers push this hallway. Same exact situation, just prone, you can see their feet. From above, this hatch is gonna show you the locker's window. And that hatch is also open over there, just for rotates down. Over here you have a rotate just to get to this doorway quicker. And here are the holes above Scuba. So this is how the defenders can see above Scuba with the holes in here. You can extend it out a bit. And then this wall is reinforced too for cover. Other than that, you have this rotate, and Smoke's gonna have a shield like right here too, because you have some cover. So this is kind of the setup for Smoke. As an attacker, if you were to push into this hallway, it would be very intimidating, because you've got to worry about that rotate, those holes, that door, that shield, that door, and bottom white. And over here would be where the castle barricades are. This is kind of how, like, this is a safe spot to just sit. So this area, like, if the attackers don't blow open those castle barricades, it's just kind of like a safe area. Other than that, I can head downstairs, and we're gonna have two reinforcements on this wall. This is for the roamers. so that if the attackers get into scuba, wall bangs aren't going to happen in this wall. I have been wall banged through that wall and it sucks. There's also a shield right here that Goyo uses. If they push into scuba, just got your shield there. Last thing is the rotate into this wall. I don't have enough ammo, but if you haven't seen my last video on why you should open pipes wall, I suggest you watch it. Very valuable tip there. But yeah, there's a rotate into this wall. And from below, you can see this door. So if the attackers push reception, you can actually have help from below as well. They can always rotate up white too. So, I mean, if you're looking at this, I think you can see the possibilities in this strat. This is a really big open area defense is spread out across, so there's going to be a lot of moving around and there's going to be a lot of open areas on the defense. So that's going to kind of help the attackers find opportunities maybe to kind of take control. Because this is huge, so, and everybody's super spread out. But that's all I had to say for this video. This is my entire strat. If you learned something, give this video a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. Toodles.